G'day everyone, Tezza here, and I'd like to welcome you to my very first game in Medal of Honor, Warfighter, and also my first impressions of the game. Now, I did play the game while it was in its beta state, and actually, to be honest, I didn't really like it all that much. But then as soon as I got it on my PC this morning, I was more than happy to play. The game runs very smooth, the graphics are very nice, although a lot of people are complaining that they aren't as nice as Battlefield 3's, but I mean, seriously, it's someone else's development team, and maybe they didn't want them to be like Battlefield 3's because then people would say it was a direct copy and paste. In terms of how guns work, the guns feel quite potent actually. The gun damages seem to be a little higher per bullet than that in Battlefield 3, and all in all, they seem quite solid. Or that just might be the gun that I'm using currently. Also, I should have mentioned that I'm playing on a game of Combat Mission, which is a style of rush, or a rush equivalent from Battlefield 3. And I am using the EBR, which is the default weapon of the the SASR Assaulter. Now I'm going to give you a quick tour of the heads-up display. It's taken me quite some time to figure out what's going on. In the bottom left hand corner you have your minimap, which is quite simple. All in all, the actual heads up display is quite pleasing to the eye with its bold text, and it's quite a lot easier to read than Battlefield 3's one. So anyway, you have your minimap in the bottom left hand corner. In the top right hand corner you have your support actions. I'll get into them later, and below that you have your next unlocks. Now, in the middle of the screen on the top you have your ticket counter essentially, and your how many objectives you've taken. In the top right hand corner you have your fire team, and below that you have your kill feed, and below that you have your health, your ammunition, and your other essential things. Now, in terms of team play, I should say, you are in a two-man fire team, unlike in Battlefield 3 where you're in a four-man squad. What this means is you're a small roaming team that is able to heal each other and provide ammunition. This actually helps to make the game feel a lot faster. Ideally, you'd like to play this game with someone that you are in communication with, which will make the game a lot easier. Really, because you can communicate with them. But even if you don't have Skype, there is what's called an inbuilt VoIP or VoIP, which enables anyone with a microphone plugged into their computer to talk directly to everyone in the game, just their team or just their fire team. So anyway, your fire team, you can spawn on your buddy, and as you saw just then, I got 10 points for a fire team spawn, and overall it works very fluidly. Now back to your support actions. A lot of people are complaining that they're too COD-like. Now, this is not the case. Yes, there are a few ones that are very potent, but they're not a kill streak, they're a point streak. When you get points from, I don't know, a spawn, from taking an objective, from killing someone, from, well, there's no suppression, from, flashbanging someone, these all add up to your support actions. Now, support actions range from a UAV all the way up to an Apache gunner, I believe. Now, the one thing that differentiates these point streaks or support actions from your Call of Duty kill streaks is that you have the option for an offensive or an attacking sort of streak or support action, or a defensive action. Now, I'm not entirely sure of every single one at the moment, but your offensive ones can range from a mortar strike to a guided missile and stuff, and such and so on. Now, in terms of your defensive support actions, you can get anything from a UAV to a counter UAV, even to smoke, which is a mortar, but instead of shooting mortar rounds, it shoots smoke, which can help a team push up on objectives and the like. And now I'm going to move on to talk about gun customization. The gun customization in this game is insane. We all thought Battlefield 3's was cool with, adding scopes, getting rid of scopes, suppressors, foregrips, laser sights, heavy barrels, flash suppressors, all of these lovely stuff. Medal of Honor has taken this to the next level. As you can see on my rifle at the moment, this is just a default weapon. You can see I've got this sort of honeycomb camo on it, a little red dot sight ACOG thing. I mean, you can change all of that. There's probably close to 50 or 60 camouflages you can put on, multitudes of scopes. You can put suppressors, flash suppressors, foregrips, you name it, you can probably change it. Back to the gameplay at hand, you can see that the map that I'm running through right now looks absolutely beautiful. Now, compared to the beta that I played on the Xbox, the graphics look a lot better. I mean, that's an understatement. Now, the map design is something of an interesting topic. The maps are designed in a similar fashion to Call of Duty, with their set paths and choke points and little nooks and crannies and areas like that. But without saying that, I mean, the game does not feel like a COD game at all. It's got a happy medium between Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty. You have that team play aspect from Battlefield 3, combining it with the smaller infantry-based gameplay of a Call of Duty. I mean, that's where Medal of Honor has always sat. Now, briefly, before this commentary ends, I'd like to briefly cover the sniper class or kit. Now, this is one of the big things that I wanted to see how Danger Close would handle it, because I mean, Battlefield 3, it was a bit of a letdown, to be honest. One thing that I have noticed, to accommodate for sniper rifles not being overpowered, or making sniper rifles, or the sniper class in general, a little bit more effective, they've actually made the assault rifles less accurate and lethal at longer ranges. So, I mean, an assault rifle is more accustomed to being fired at medium to short range, where it is most effective. And that leaves the sniper rifles to the longer ranges. And believe it or not, even though these are these smallish maps, there's still a lot of good lines of sights. I mean, I'm still learning the maps, but I mean, surely there's a lot of them. Now, right here you can see that I pulled out my sniper rifle, which is the TAC 300. It's got a suppressor and an 8-power sight scope, from what I believe. You can also see me running around with my secondary, which is a G18, and as it was in the beta, it has infinite ammo, which is an interesting little thing that they added. Right here you see that he gets G18 to the face. With the inclusion of this G18, it gives the sniper class or kit that close range capabilities that you haven't seen in previous games. Right here is a prime example of the buddy heal and ammunition system. My health was down by 50, I run over and I get my health regenerated. So back to the sniper rifles, they have an interesting take on them. Unlike in Battlefield 3 where you have your scope, glint and actually a lot of sway, there's actually not very much sway with the sniper rifle scopes. Maybe that's just because I'm using a lower power and it's not very evident. But with the scope glint, it has now been completely removed. Well, I mean, I don't even think it was ever in here. Another interesting thing, that you actually have some peripheral vision on the sides of the scope. And this is a cool feature because now it allows you to see people coming up on the sides of you. Another really nice thing about this game is the gun camouflages and artwork and the gun animations. They all look a lot nicer than Battlefield 3's, and in terms of the gun animations, with the sniper rifles they made the cycling of the bolt look a lot more natural and a lot more smooth than in Battlefield 3, and they've also been able to make it a little bit more lengthy to make sure that the sniper rifles aren't too overpowered. They've also added a lot of little features or details to the guns that Battlefield previously didn't have. So that about wraps it up, everyone. Right now we're about to take the objective, and interestingly, even if you don't arm it, you still get points for it. So thank you very much, guys, for watching my first game in Medal of Honor Warfighter and my initial first impressions. This will be followed up by another gameplay / commentary in the near future, and I hope you all like and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.